What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Chris Jack, back with another one, the Canvas Nomad. And today's video, if you read by the title, it's pretty much why I think it's a good idea to start a YouTube channel, especially today, or have a YouTube channel. So, I personally have been on YouTube for a very, very long time. I'm talking about Kane Carter days. Like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, like off the top, straight off the top. Like, Kane Carter was, to me, still one of the better YouTube content creators. But, like, you know, I know he doesn't post as much, but, like, I grew up on him. You know what I mean? I've been there since the days of, like, Loose Change and Zeitgeist. You know what I mean? Those documentaries were big back then. The wild days of YouTube, you know, before the adpocalypse. But I never really, like, became a person who thought his content would, you know, be on YouTube until about 2010. 2010 was probably the first time I actually uploaded something on YouTube. And at that point, I was in what we call reaction videos. I was in that mode, except it was like a news format. I still got all these channels today. I had so many channels. I still got all these channels today. At least 12 of them. I still and you can, the videos are still up. It is what it is, but I'm embarrassed by them, but it is what it is. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I even had a series where, like, I split myself into two characters and I played both of them. They were two twin brothers. Like, I was one of the first YouTubers to even do that. I don't consider myself a pioneer because I feel like a pioneer influences another generation. And I didn't have many views on my channels to consider myself an influence, right? But if you look at the timestamp of the times that I was doing the things, you would see, like, oh, this was before that movement. You know what I mean? So, I've been on YouTube for a long time. So, I've always thought YouTube was a great outlet. I always thought it was, and I remember when you first got paid from YouTube before they started adding all the prerequisites to get paid. You can just put up a video and you would get paid if people watched it. Yeah, I was there for a minute. But I started this particular channel about 2.5 years ago, but I wasn't serious about it. I just wanted to post it up and just have it there. I didn't take the editing serious. I tried to do extreme things, and if you look at the older videos, you can see they're completely different than the newer videos today. Even the newer videos today, I'm just kind of using a program to create it, opposed to, like, what I use to edit video. You know what I mean? So you can tell it's not like, you know, there's not much thought involved there. But I would say since May 17th of this year up until today, maybe 2 or 3 days to spare, I've posted every single day since then. And one, I could already see the growth of my channel between me posting it and just leaving it, opposed to me just consistently posting every single day. I've posted something every single day, like I said, outside of maybe 3 days. Yeah, I've excuse me. I've done something, whether it be a long form content, a short, posted a live, or even a community tab post. I've been keeping very active. But what sucks is, like, I wish I would have. I started streaming live maybe like around the 15th of June. And I didn't even do it every day. I just wanted to get used to it. But, like, today, the reason why I'm even coming up with this video is because I feel like it's true. Like, today I look back at the older videos. I look at a lot of my shorts that I call memories, because I'm just posting things that I've recorded from around the world. I look at those shorts and I'm like, oh, I forgot I did this. I remember I did this. Now, it could be like my Google Photos album, Team Android. But you know, this is more or less where other people can watch it. It's more organized. It's more you know, like, people's always said I could be a data analyst because I'm very organized. Like, my iTunes back in the day, organized like crazy. You know what I mean? I kind of see this is the same way. And all I'm doing is organizing the videos in my Google Photos on YouTube. To me, it's my visual journal. That, to me, is why I think you should join YouTube, even if nobody watches, because at the end of the day, there are three things that every man, I guess woman nowadays, but the quote says man, there's three things every man should do before he passes away to leave a legacy. It's write a book, plant a tree, or have a kid. Well, today, I believe that the fourth option is to have a YouTube channel. YouTube is just something that, it's my journal. It's my thing that I want to get out, where later on in life I can look back at these moments and sit there and be like, wow, I went there. I did that. I seen that. You know what I mean? It just so happens that if other people want to watch my journal, be my guest. I have a regular journal that's private to me and, you know, only stuff in there. But at the same time, this is something I recorded on purpose. Why am I just leaving it in my photo gallery? Why am I just leaving it in my albums? Put it on YouTube, organize it so that I can look for it later. And when I talk about stuff, I can just send the link to somebody instead of, I mean, you could do that with Google Photos too, but at the same time, it'll just be between YouTube people. If other people want to see it, why not? You know? I think, I understand it could be a creative outlet, but I think more importantly, it is a journal where you can just sit there and look back and whatever it is you're recording. Just pulling out a camera necessarily is amazing. Like, I can leave this for my little cousins, the future kids that I have, like anybody, even family, just trying to find out who's in their family. A lot of people do like genealogy lists, or they go through the family tree and they find out I'm in their family, and they can search me on YouTube and see who I am. Why not? This is that, you know. I really believe like there's a lot of that going on, and YouTube to me is that perfect outlet. And I also believe, I'm not at this point, clearly you can see I don't have many subscribers, but I also believe when you go into it not thinking about the money, that's when the money comes. Like, I don't mind posting this every day because I'm literally leaving it for me. Like, that's why I don't focus on trending topics and all that. I don't care for that. I'm not trying to game the algorithm. If somehow, you know, my channel and videos pick up, it picks up. If people get to know me through these videos, these one-on-ones that I do live, and I'm not with them, but when we meet in person, they're like, oh, I saw that live that you did about why you do YouTube. Like, things like that, it does something, you know, it does something. I like that. But at the end of the day, even if it does nothing, I can come back and tell me this is my why for why I'm on YouTube. You know what I mean? I can remind myself that this is why I do the things that I do on YouTube. So, I like that. Having a creative outlet, it could also be a hobby, you know? I wouldn't necessarily call this a hobby, even though it is something I do. The way that I see it is that I'm just organizing my Google Photos library through YouTube, which is also owned by Google. So, you know, it's just more or less me just organizing things. But I see a lot of people just pulling out a camera and then they get into editing and then they put up the video and they don't really care what happens next. You know, I think, and then I also say that I don't feel like you can be a business owner without a YouTube channel. I used to be in real estate, and I would always ask the realtors there, I'm like, why don't you have a YouTube channel? At that time, I wasn't a realtor. I was in the office doing, you know, administrative work. I eventually became a realtor, sold houses and stuff. I don't like the industry. It is what it is. But I would be like, yo, why don't you have a YouTube channel? You can always post your listings there. Now, instead of only marketing to people from Staten Island, or maybe, well, I live in Staten Island. Instead of people advertising to people in nearby markets in New York, you can advertise to somebody in California that wants to move over here. You got to do. And then you don't have to have the open house. You can just film your open house, or you can just film your listing and then send it to that person in California. Like, YouTube, to me, offers so many opportunities outside of the AdSense payment. You shouldn't have a business today without a YouTube channel, period. Because everything, even you can create a product for your store. Let's say you got a store. You can create a product for your store, put up the video as an advertisement for that product, and then 10 years later, somebody see the video and decide that they want to buy. You know what I mean? But just having the listing is not good enough. These things are infinite. I feel like unless YouTube dies, unless Google dies, or even Alphabet. If Alphabet dies, then maybe YouTube will die, but I feel like Alphabet will be here for a very long time. So I can't see those products really dying. I can't see YouTube dying. So you'll always have something on the internet, and then there's also snapshotting the internet. So even if it does die, you can snapshot it and go into the archive and see what YouTube was before it died. So once it's on the internet, it's always here. And these are just things that I think you can, little breadcrumbs, little footprints that you can leave on the internet for people in the future to see, or you to watch yourself, or your legacy going forward, or, you know, your kids, or your little cousins, or, you know, extended family that just wants to get to know you. I think YouTube is such a great idea to get into, because it also provides a hobby. It keeps you off the street, you know. If you're in the hood, you know, there's a lot of things tempting out there, but this can keep you grounded. Not to mention, it gives you something to do. You're not bored. It gives you skills. You have to learn how to edit, how to live stream, how to talk to a camera, you know, especially with nobody's there. You have to learn a lot of skills to do this. So I think everybody should definitely have a YouTube channel. And if nobody watches, at the end of the day, you and your family can. You can learn. Even if you, like in sports, we used to watch, you know, highlight tape. You can just watch your previous videos and see what you can improve on if making money is your goal, or having an audience, or whatever the case may be is your goal. You can look back on these and say, hey, this is what I got to improve on. But you're not going to do that if you have no videos on your YouTube channel. You know, I don't care how good of an editor you are. If you don't know how to film and talk to a camera, your editing skills are nothing. You know what I mean? So you got to get in there. And you can be a basic editor using Canva to edit your stuff. And your videos can go wild. You know, it really just depends on the audience that finds your content. So I really think YouTube is a very, very monumental invention. I know people think of the Mr. Beast, you know, the PewDiePies, the Ray Williamson, I forgot his middle name, but like, those are the big YouTubers. But I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of people getting paid off of YouTube that have like no followers. I met some people when I was in Thailand that are doing this, and they moved there because of the money they were getting on YouTube. And they don't have a big following. One person had 30,000 followers. One person had 50,000 followers. Given that's a lot, but compared to the people that have 100K, 300K, a million, you can always find a channel that has in the 100,000s. You can always find a channel that has less than 100,000. But there's channels that's getting paid like that's getting paid at like 10,000 subscribers. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's a lot more than I have right now, and it's a lot more than most of the people on the internet have. But why not? Why not? Gen Z is gonna come and the competition is gonna get harder. So if you're over the age of 35 without a YouTube channel, I would definitely tell you, get on now. Get on now. Because what are the pros? What are the cons against having a YouTube channel? People around you talking shit. People around you judging you. They're gonna do that anyway. Can you think of any other ones? Your job not liking the content that you post? Well, if it works out, isn't this gonna replace your job? You might as well take the chance and take a leap. I don't know. I think YouTube is, I've seen it back then and I still agree with it now, that it's probably the best way to try to finance yourself, or at the very least keep yourself from being bored. So start a YouTube channel. If nobody watches, at the end of the day, you and yours can watch later on in life. But chances are there's an audience for everybody, and if you keep consistent, there will be an audience for you later on. And I'm ready to watch this later on to remind myself why I need to keep on posting videos. It's your boy Chris Jack, the Canvas Nomad. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you got to do, and I appreciate you if you have gotten this far in the video. I'll talk to you later. Peace.